Welcome to the 10th day of deck profiles, ladies and gentlemen. We're nearing the end of Christmas in July, and yesterday's contest winner is down below in the description as per always. And today, what are we giving away? Well, I'll tell you, tomorrow should be a gem backpack, and then we should have some store credit on the 12th day. But bada bing, bada boom, today we're giving away this bad boy. I just got this in from Zero Damage Playmats. This is the two-player version of the Tech Playmat as well. If you guys are interested in seeing what other cool stuff Zero Damage Playmats has, I'll leave a cool link down below. That way you guys can also check them out. If you guys want to get entered into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment down below. You must definitely leave the comment or you're not going to get entered. Alright, and one lucky duelist will be walking away with this beauty, and I do hope that whoever ends up winning this will enjoy this. There are a lot of dedicated Cyber Dragon players out there, and those players absolutely love these, and this mat looks absolutely astonishing. Well, let's dig on into the 10th day of Christmas of deck profiles, shall we? Welcome to the 10th deck profile, everybody, and automatically straight out of the gate here, you should be like, what in the world is this, Robbie? What are you playing? What is going on here? So, there was an OCG concept for Constellars that showed up, oh man, what was it? Probably a month or two ago, I would say. And I took the list, we went ahead and we modified it and adjusted it to be TCG legal. So you changed like, what, 6, 8 cards in the deck, and you're like, alright. So we adjusted it, and then we started playing it on stream. This has been one of the decks that we mess around with on stream every blue moon. It amazes me that we actually have... This is actually working, by the way. I actually BS you not. This deck is actually viable. So this is our current take on Constellars. A couple things I want to point out here before we dig too far into this. Double or Nothing is going to be your backup win con. Not only are you going to be attempting to grind out the game, unfortunately, you do have to understand that Double or Nothing allows your deck to do that cheese, steal the game from your opponent scenario-esque win that you need to know. All right. Also, don't feel bad about playing this card, because quite honestly, you need this. This deck would not be functioning or even viable if we didn't have this in here. Now, the other sub-note here is we are playing this deck as a stun deck. My favorite. Alright, so opening up Border will let you get time to gather up resources. Something along the lines of Pollux, or, getting to set up for an Algoides, or, Algidi or something. And if your opponent finally answers this, well, it's fine. If not, you do have back row to potentially stunt the development of the game state. But once again, I would say this is about borderline tier 2 for competitive value. But Border has done so much work on this. Like, if you win the dice roll, you go first. You're going to straight win games because your opponent can't do anything. Also, if you haven't noticed, you are going first deck here. All right, so if you're trying to cheese this up and be like, well, Constellars can't do anything going second. This deck is really just trash, Rob. You don't know what you're talking about. We knew this, all right? Like, not every deck can functionally go second, but this one tries. All right, so we did put in the 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This gives us hand trappage to mitigate what the opponent is doing. That way we can functionally play the game. Alright, perfect. Triple copies of Algadi. So when this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 Constellar monster from your hand. This stands at an apex of 1600, which is pretty trash. But honestly, the fact that you care about is you can extend on out your 2 level 4 monsters. Also, on a slower game state, this card is dumb. Alright, like, if you are playing a little bit more casually and you're playing Constellars here, this card does work. Do not be surprised to see that Time Thief Redoer will hard carry you. Alright, like, it's one of the hardest cards to out, and it just starts stealing your resources for no real reason. Like, if your opponent's playing techie one-ofs, this card just steals them for you. Alright? Then we have the 2 copies of Kaus. Now, honestly, Kaus sucks, so this thing can't be used as single material. And then up to twice per turn, you can target a Constellar monster and either increase its level by 1 or decrease its level by 1. So basically this lets you shoot itself and whatever else you've got on the field, and it'll allow you to make Mr. Pallades down here. This card's nuts, by the way. Secondary win con of the deck next to the Utopia Steel. Bouncing back your opponent's key resources. So freaking good. And then we have 2 copies of Pollux. So during the turn this card was normal summoned, you can normal summon 1 more time in addition to that summon. So basically, he sets the condition and he allows you to get that additional normal summon. Honestly, this card's pretty good. And then we have 2 copies of Sombre. So Sombre, you can only use each effect of Constellar Sombre once per turn. So while this card is in the graveyard, if it was sent there this turn, you can normal summon 1 Constellar monster for 1 less tribute. Okay. You can banish 1 Constellar monster from your graveyard and then target 1 Constellar monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Also, this card gains the following effect. This turn, you can activate this effect. Normal summon 1 Constellar monster. Alright, so the only thing we care about here is I get to recur back my Constellar monsters. Alright, I do think that the value that Sombre presents to the deck is good, but it's not Karikion. You're not going to be playing 3 of these. 2 is definitely the right number. Alright, we also have 2 copies of Honest. This card is dumb. Alright, I actually never thought there'd be a time where I want to sit back and I want to abuse Honest again. Do you guys know the amount of people that will attack into your monster and then you'll damage step Honest them? And then they're like, what? Why? Why do you have Honest? And they're so angry at you. This card breaks that norm that we've seen for game state progression, and it literally just lets you hold your ground. You do not play 3 of this. 2 is fine. Then we have Triple Inspector Border. Like I said, we're a stun-esque engine, so we want to slow down the pace of the game really as much as we can. This card is excellent at that. Then we have 1 Photon Thrasher. Honestly, this is just an extender. 2100 beams itself out, can answer something really quick, and then you can normal summon and then, link out or exceed with it however you want. Alright, we have Triple Called by the Grave. If your Utopia double gets Ash Blossomed, you're walking away from the table. Any hand trap messes up this deck's day. So fundamentally, you need this. Triple Pot of Desires over Extrav. Honestly, this acts as an extender in addition to generating more resources. You don't really care about your deck all that much here. Fundamentally, you just want to make Pallades go. Outside of that, this card's value is not that good. We have 1 Rhoda, and then we have triple copies of the Super Polymerization, depending on how your format goes. We just have these 3 in here as acting targets for the card. I think those are fine. Triple Crackdown. This card wins games. I cannot tell you the amount of time that just flipping up a Crackdown will steal you the game. Alright, do not be surprised at how good this card is. 1 Heavy Storm Duster for Altergeist. Only 1 Imperm. This still feels weird to me, but this was on the original list, so this is fine. Triple copies of Solemn Judgment, because best answer in the game. 2 copies of Warning, and then we have 2 copies of Shade Brigandine. Generic turn 1 extender. Really, outside of that, this whole card's life is just to be a level 4 warrior extender. Doesn't do anything else too crazy outside of that. Extra deck here. 1 Verte Anaconda to drop the Super Poly for the lulz. And then 1 Unicorn and 1 Phoenix for generic back row outs. And then we have 1 Tornado Dragon. This card, like I said earlier, this card is so dumb. I can't believe they printed this. We have 1 Utopia the Lightning for 5,000 Overthings. 1 Baguski. And then we have 1 Utopia double. 1 Utopia for the Cheese OTK machine. 1 M7. Honestly, this is just to upgrade the Pallades after the Pallades is out of materials. That's literally the only purpose that this card serves. And then we have 1 Pallades. Bouncing and interruptions are good. And then we have Tsukiyomi. This card, actually, so if you can get 2 monsters on the field and you want more back row, just go ahead and do this. Drawing this into Pot of Desires is pretty good. And then we have Starving Venom, Mud Dragon, and Winda for Super Poly targets for the format. So that wraps up the basic Constellar list that we've been messing around with from streaming. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun. I will say that. It's definitely a different change of pace from everything going on in the format. So guys, what do you think about this list? Make sure you guys get commented in to win today's playmat. And outside of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. And well, guys, I will see you on the next day of Christmas. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCool40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcoolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool playmats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.